Disclosure of remuneration. Disclosing remuneration, what to discuss, to whom, and why. You, as a real estate licensee, have an obligation to disclose to your clients any remuneration that your brokerage will receive in relation to real estate services provided to the parties involved in the real estate transaction. The council rules require that licensees disclose all remuneration they anticipate receiving that is not paid directly by the client. See Appendix 1 for disclosure of remuneration trading services form. Scenario 5-1. Designated agent acts only for buyer ABC Venture Limited. XYZ Capital Inc. seller is represented by a licensee engaged by KYC Realty Limited listing brokerage. It has a listing agreement to pay a total commission of $100,000 with $40,000 to be paid to the cooperating brokerage. You are the designated agent for ABC Venture Limited buyer who is going to make an offer on the property of XYZ Capital Inc. Activity 5-1, fill in Part B of the disclosure of remuneration form. I, put your name, am licensed under the Real Estate Services Act, and I disclose to you that my related brokerage, put in the name, anticipates receiving a commission of, put the money there, from, put the name there, with respect to real estate services provided to you or on your behalf in relation to the subject real estate. Scenario 5-2. Designated agent acts as limited dual agent. You are represented XYZ Capital Inc. seller in listing and selling a property. XYZ Capital Inc. has agreed to pay a total commission of $100,000 with $40,000 to be paid to the cooperating brokerage. You are the designated agent for ABC Venture Limited buyer who is going to make an offer on the property of XYZ Capital Inc. In this transaction, you are the designated agent of both the seller and the buyer. With the consent of the seller and the buyer, you are acting as a limited dual agent for both parties. Activity 5-2, fill in Part B of the disclosure of remuneration form. I, your name, am licensed under the Real Estate Services Act, and I disclose to you that my related brokerage, put in your brokerage, anticipates receiving a commission of, put in the price, from, put in that person's name, with respect to real estate services provided to you or on your behalf in relation to the subject real estate. Scenario 5-3. Different designated agents from the same brokerage represent buyer and seller individually. A designated agent from your brokerage is representing XYZ Capital Inc. seller in listing and selling a property. They have agreed to pay a total commission of $100,000 with $40,000 to be paid to the cooperating brokerage. You are the designated agent for ABC Venture Limited buyer who is going to make an offer on the property of XYZ Capital Inc. Activity 5-3, fill in the Part B of the disclosure of remuneration form. I, name, am licensed under the Real Estate Services Act, and I disclose to you that my related brokerage, put in the name, anticipates receiving a commission of, put the money in, from, put the name in, with respect to real estate services provided to you or on your behalf in relation to the subject real estate. Working with sellers. Here's a graph. On the left-hand side here, what is this here? All right. It says prospecting on top. Going down, you get the appointment? No, you got to go to the left. If it's yes, you go to the right here, you go down. This is called back to prospecting. Pre-listing interview, go down, research and analysis. Listing appointment, get the listing, yes or no. Wow. We have another one here on the right-hand side. Oh yeah, this is a continuation. Collect, verify, analyze the data. Prepare, revise marketing plan. Marketing process. Obtain an accepted CPS, contract to purchase and sale, yes or no. If it's yes, due diligence process, subject removed, yes or no. And we keep going. In this section, key differences between working with sellers of residential real estate property and working with sellers of commercial real estate investment properties will be highlighted and discussed. Prospecting. So we have residential on the left and commercial on the right. So residential, we have expired, canceled listings. Commercial, the same. Residential says attend local community events. Commercial says attend commercial forums. Residential is join social clubs. Commercial is join investment clubs. Residential is snail mail email list. Commercial's the same. Residential says build up database, and commercial says the same. Residential says sphere of influence, repeat business and referrals. Commercial says residential colleague referrals. Residential has open houses. Commercial, no opens. Get appointment. Residential says daytime, evenings, weekends. And commercial says most likely during Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 office hours. Residential at your office or client's home. Commercial's most likely at prospect's office. Residential says cold, warm calling anytime. And commercial is no cold, warm calling after office hours. Pre-listing interview. Residential can obtain listing in the first meeting. Commercial, do not expect to get the listing in the first meeting. Residential, get to know the prospect better and vice versa. Commercial, get to know the prospect better and vice versa. Yes, it's the same. Residential says gather preliminary info regarding the property and seller's motivation to sell. Commercial, gather preliminary information, read the property and seller's motivation to sell. Yes, it's the same. Research and analysis, research on property, research on market, and research on the seller. So, research on the property. Realtor's own resources. So, for residential, you have the Paragon MLS Residential. Commercial, you have Paragon MLS Commercial, which I believe is still in its infancy. We've got the Commercial Broadcast Email Service and Commercial Edge. So the REBGV's Commercial Broadcast Email Service access a network of more than 10,000 commercial realtors across British Columbia. This service provides commercial members the ability to sell and receive haves and wants email messages related to commercial real estate, as well as exchange professional knowledge questions related to commercial real estate. For more information, visit commercial services on rebgv.ca. Property listing history on Paragon MLS Commercial. Property listing history on Commercial Edge, and that's commercialedge.ca. Commercial Edge gives subscribers access to one of the most comprehensive, accurate, and continuously updated historical sales databases. Commercial Edge is convenient. Subscribers are connected with high-quality commercial data without having to make numerous phone calls or research endless tax documents or market reports. Our database has thousands of sales comparables in numerous property types, including retail, commercial, industrial, multifamily, and vacant land. Research on the property, government resources. Residential has CMHC, commercial the same. Residential has BC assessment, or they call it E-value, right? Commercial the same, and residential has cities GIS. Van Map for Vancouver. In Surrey here, it's Cosmos. Commercial has the same. Residential has BC Online, My LTSA, and commercial has BC Online, My LTSA. But commercial has something residential doesn't have. It is the Federal Incorporated Company Search. CMHC, Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation. Here's the website. BC Assessment, the city's GIS. Check, each city will have their own. BC Online, Property Title Search on My LTSA, and Federal Incorporated Company Search. Take a note of these websites. And we have research on properties, third-party resources. Commercial, we have RealNet, CoStar, LoopNet, Altus Group Analytics. Commercial brokerages like CBRE, Colliers, or they say Colliers, right? Avison Young, Cushman & Wakefield. Search engines like Google. So, going down, it says RealNet, realnet.ca. RealNet delivers detailed research, analyses, and insights on commercial real estate and residential development markets in Canada. Listing services, LoopNet TM, loopnet.com. This is an online resource for tenants and investors when searching commercial real estate listings and other resources for commercial real estate. Listing services, CoStar TM. This is a comprehensive database of commercial real estate information. Altus Group Analytics, altusgroup.com. This is one of the leading providers of independent advisory services, software, and data solutions to the global commercial real estate industry. The 5 core practices: research, valuation and advisory, Argus software, property tax consulting, cost consulting and property management, and geomatics. Embody and reflect decades of experience, a broad range of expertise, and leading-edge technology. Altus Group Analytics empower their clients to analyze, gain insight, and recognize value on their real estate investments. Commercial brokerages like CBRE, Colliers, Avison Young, Cushman, and Wakefield. And here are the websites, search engines like Google. And I believe there have been some shakeups in the commercial real estate industry. So Google, what are some of the latest mergers and movements? Research on market. Residential, you have Paragon MLS Residential. You have for commercial, Paragon MLS Commercial. Residential has the REBGV Stats Center tool, and commercial doesn't have that, but it has CMHC Market Condition Vacancy Rate, cap rate from Colliers and Altus Group reports, and we have a comparable cap rate from RealNet. Research on seller. Residential, know your client. Commercial, same. Seller's information on My LTSA title search for and commercial has same. Residential has seller's property portfolio from My LTSA. Commercial 2. Commercial also has corporate seller's directorship from BC Online or Federal Incorporated Company Search. Listing appointment. Present listing agreement with preliminary marketing plan. Multiple listing contract versus exclusive listing contract. Prepare and revised marketing plan presents sample marketing plan, traditional versus non-traditional marketing method, and social media marketing. Marketing process. Well, residential has Paragon MLS Residential, commercial has Paragon MLS Commercial. Residential and commercial both have email campaigns, brochures. Residential has Real Estate Weekly, etc. Commercial has Western Investor, also LoopNet and RealNet. Obtain an accepted contract, only half the work done. Contract is most likely with conditions. Due diligence, cooperate with buyer or buyer agent. All sorts of inquiries regarding the property. Environmental issues, compliance with government regulations, non-conforming use. Removing subjects. What's the difference between residential and commercial? Well, residential generally one subject removal date for all subjects. Commercial has multiple subject removal dates that may span for a few months. Residential has increase in deposit upon subject removal date. Commercial has increase in deposit upon each subject removal date. And commercial also has seller may demand non-refundable deposit.